Today at Best for Him Studios, let's meet Ashok Tankala, the Director of Engineering at Cardeco. He's also a health enthusiast and has learned a lot as a man, and he's here to share the same with us. He's also now starting his own venture as a technology advisor to product-based companies. Let's welcome Ashok. So, Ashok, welcome to Best Film Studios, and
Thanks.
we are really excited to have you learn from your journey. And every man, has to go through some challenges, and you've gone through your own set of challenges to reach where you are. So, for our audience, we wanted to understand this journey. What makes you Ashok Tankala as of what you are today?
Thank you for inviting me here.
Our pleasure.
And I can't say one thing, but there is a mainly you can say theme around it, but multiple challenges or multiple mistakes or multiple struggles made me what I am right now. So I'm from a small village, like it's a 40 houses kind of that much small village. So there I studied, and then most of my cousins are engineers, so I didn't thought much. I thought, okay, I will become an engineer because my cousins and my uh, father father's brother also is an engineer, so I thought I will become an engineer. And when I was studying, I liked programming a lot, so I decided I will become a software engineer. That's how I started. But one thing I always wanted to do is I wanted to start my own company, or I want to work in a small company where I can learn everything and understand how the company is built. That's how actually I joined in Cardigo.com. So its parent company name is Girnasoft. There I joined as a fresher and worked there for 14 years. My employee ID there was 8. So yeah, like how Cardigo gone through ups and downs. Likewise, my journey also went to ups and downs. There I learned a lot. Um, so there I did several mistakes also. One is related to health. I was hospitalized for 4 months. I didn't took care of my health, so that also taught me so much. And then I started a branch also for Cardeco, a Hyderabad branch. For them, I started a Hyderabad branch. There, I expanded it to 150 people. So in that journey also, I learned so many things. I did mistakes also, same thing. So and then before this also, like in my family, my younger brother suicide, so then committed suicide, so that also taught me so much. And now after that I worked in another company as a CTO, KC Overseas Education. There next, now I started my own company. uh, yeah these all things, so you can say series of
A lot of both mental as well as physical challenges that you faced, apart
yes,
from just being in a career or the entrepreneurial challenges that men face.
yeah, yes.
So I would request you to delve into a little deeper into that difficult and hard reality where you lost your younger brother. Why did it happen, and what did it change in you?
Two things, but main thing is all about, okay, men doesn't express anything, they don't tell anything. Whatever problems they face, they always keep it to themselves. It's like maybe in our culture it is there, or we brought up also like that, right? So let's say if we tell our parents, I'm facing this issue, when you're a kid it's fine, but when you're okay, or else maybe if you tell to your friend or anyone, they'll say ki, don't cry like a baby, don't cry like a girl. So that's also, always men keep their problems, emotions themselves. I think this is the main reason why we lost my brother, right? Why you can say for my parents' son, they lost son, right? Because yeah, he wanted to study well, he was unable to, but he never told that to anyone.
Not able to take those pressures.
Yes, right. And we know he is not studying well, so we planned also for him that, okay, after studies he'll do business. We don't pressurize him to do any job or anything like that. We also never told him that, okay, we are thinking like this. You don't worry, we know that. And he always thought we are expecting uh, him to be study well, do a job or something like that, and it's kind of gap, and it is because of we never expressed.
Communication that never happened
Yes.
between.
For 1 month actually he wanted. I studied in hostel, so he also decided he will also study in hostel because my elder brother did. That's why he went to hostel for 1 month, and then after 1 month we got to know, we were like shocked. That taught me so much that yeah, if everyone he knows he's not ready for it. We know that he's not ready for it, but we never spoke, and we all kept to ourselves only. So that's, I will say, biggest problem men have.
So over the years, how did it change you in a sense, and what would you advise to other men learning from this? Why does this happen according to you?
Because of the culture we have, or else because of, you can say, role models we have, right? So we see our most of us our father is our hero, role model, right? And we never see our father tells about some problem he faces in his job, or maybe from in the society, or maybe because of some financial issue, or they never tell, right? They always keep it to themselves. We think we should also be like him. And at the same time, in the media also, like recently I saw a movie, Matti Kusti. It's a, I think, Tamil movie. uh, it's dubbed in other languages also. In Telugu it's called Matti Kusti. In this one, uh, hero have fight, and his wife actually is a Kusti fighter. At end she saves him, but all the rest of the people, even the villain also says, okay, you are kind of dead because your wife saved you. Right? This is kind of mentality we all have, that
Yeah, so
yeah,
that's what is being given to us by society.
yeah. Because of that, people do the same thing. They never, you don't see any men publicly crying. You don't see any men saying, I have this problem. So
in case a man came to you and he said that he had a problem, what would you actually think of that?
maybe because of my experience, I will try to listen. But if anyone asks themselves, most of the people will say, okay, you solve it, or else, okay, why you're complaining? Why can't you solve? Or else we will judge also. Right? We will judge that, oh, this guy is like whining, or that's how people will say. We don't even listen to someone without any judgment, especially for the men, right? So if girl comes and says the problem, we listen, we try to solve it also. But if boy comes and say about his problem,
teach him a lesson of managing it himself,
right?
Because he's a guy.
Right. So
you also mentioned that apart from this big loss and irreparable loss, you also had a lot of health issues.
yeah.
So why did these issues come according to you? And then how did it change the future course of your life?
Like I took job very seriously. So I have this tendency that if I can't solve a problem, I don't get sleep, I don't drink, I don't even eat, sleep, nothing, right? So I used to work like that for 5 days, 7 days, something like that. So I used to do that regularly, right? A lot. What happens, right? So my health got affected. So, and then I was hospitalized for 4 months. That time also, it's still, I kept to myself only. I didn't told anyone that I'm facing issue. What happened was, one day I took stairs, 1 floor stairs, and there only I collapsed. Then my Kardiko's CEO is Amit's wife P, who is there. So P, who saw me, and she insisted, like, okay, you need to go to hospital. I'm not going to listen anything to you. So she took me to the hospital and did the checkup. Then got to know that I have only, I think, 7 or 9 points of hemoglobin blood. Right. So at that time also I was saying, okay, I will travel to my hometown. She said, no way, I'm not going to allow you, because at that time also I want to keep it to myself only, right? So luckily, because of he also, I don't know, he's not here, Dinesh, he was there with me for whole time. Like he is with me in the hospital, he is helping me. At the time I started sharing also, he's my best friend, so I told him everything, he used to take care of. Then like when we get a problem also, right, we don't tell anyone, we try to keep it to ourselves only. If a problem can be solved it can be easily solved if it is at small scale, but if you don't, if you ignore, then it will be escalated and then it will become a big problem. That's what happened to me. If I would have told my friend, he's always with me, so even in the job also he was always with me, I didn't share it to him also.
So, do you feel, Ashok, that in case you had taken health more seriously, you would have still been here in the position that you are? Because most men would think that if I would not work hard, then I would not reach anywhere. That's one of the biggest fears that men have, and that's why they would neglect everything for work, for careers. But do you think it made a difference?
Nothing like that. So we think like that. So if you think, if you talk to the success people, we don't do right regularly, but if you talk to success people, some of the people might say, because of my hard work, because of, okay, I focused on this only, I didn't focused on anything else, that's why I came here. Maybe some people, we all know there is no one path to success. If we know that, if it is, then everybody would have taken that path. And likewise, if you talk to some other people, they will also say, okay, I made work-life balance is there, I worked for 5 hours or 8 hours continuously, and then I just switch off my work brain, you can say. So there is no right path or wrong path. After, okay, I got my health, okay, anyway, I recovered from
The illness.
right, so illness, then I started focusing on myself. It took me some time. After that, I started I ignored for once I got better, then ignored again, and then I started taking care of myself.
So how has your life changed after you've been through that? Both these, really uh, life-threatening and mental balance-threatening incidents. How has it changed the future way of work for you?
Yeah, so then I stopped working for a long hours or something like that. I stopped. I work for like in the office hours only. So I'll start working from 10, and then after 6 or at 7 I stop working, and I try to spend time with my family or for myself. I go for run and all, and talk to regularly to my friends. I get ample amount of time, right, because of after office hours I should. Things got much better. I went to previously I was also working, it doesn't mean it stopped my progress. I became CTO next, and now I started my own company. Now I work for only 5 hours per day, that's it. After that I'm free. I'm progressing well, I'm doing great, nothing is changed. It's just that, okay, we create
So the
this.
thought process changed. So I've seen a lot of your older photos, and I remember from those that you had much more weight earlier. So what's the secret of losing your weight?
So I used to weigh around 104. Now I weigh around 76, 77. So yeah, so several people did several things, but I started like this. I started running, at starting walking, then slowly running. Now I do only 2 things. Daily I go for one run. On Saturday I'll take rest, or sometimes Wednesday, and Friday fasting. I eat only once. That's it. Other than that, I eat everything just like normal, right? So I eat like anything. Also, I love food. So yeah, I try to keep it simple, and yeah. So
Perfect. That's really great to know. So of course, many people would aspire to be where you are, and there would be many people who would want to build up their own brands, their own startups. But what are your advices to these people? How to balance it out in this commotion that men have to go through?
first thing is start talking to the people who you admire, right? What exactly they are doing, okay? And start expressing your issues also. Let's say you have someone you believe and you respect, then you can tell them. Don't keep it to yourself. If you keep it to yourself, you will never find the answers, right? And at the same time, you don't need to tell to everyone, but at least whom you admire, right? Talk to them, because they also face these kind of problems. They will tell you the solutions. So talk to the people who you admire, who you admire, and at the same time talk to the people who you want to become, or maybe somewhat you want to become. Then you will get to know so many things, and whatever path you think is great and best suited for you, you can take that path, or you can make your own path. Yeah, but if you don't tell anyone, or if you don't talk to anyone, then maybe it's like hit and trial. You might find a great path, you will become success, but it's a shorter way, right? So I will
You can always learn from others
Yes.
just by sharing your vulnerabilities and your doubts. If there were a few success mantras that you would want to give to more men or to me, what would those success mantras be?
So don't get into this social pressure, like, okay, as a man you need to do this, as a man you need to do that. Don't get into that. Like, as a man you need to do job. Some places as a man you need to do business. Nothing like that. What is right for you? Try, explore, and you will find the right one, and do that. When you do that, ignore everything, right? So until you figure out, you listen to everyone, but once you start, then don't listen to anyone, right? Until unless you hit a roadblock, until unless you don't feel like you're not enjoying, until that I will say do it now. That's what I will say.
I think it was a pleasure to have you here. We learned a lot, and there are many men who have their own challenges, like the ones that you went through. But to overcome them again is a difficult thing. To be learning from them and changing the way forward is also something that very few men would do. They would still get back to their social norms, following what has been ingrained into them. And I hope that today's story of yours will inspire many of such people who've already been stuck, who've already, faced a lot of challenges and not learned from it, to learn from them and make a new beginning. Lovely meeting you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, and thank you for inviting me, and thank you for doing this. Like, for girls or for women, there is so much to take care of, but for, I think, for men, for boys, okay, yeah, everybody think, okay, they will figure out by themselves, right? So I'm glad you're raising this awareness, and I'll say thank you.